Coach education is designed to help coaches promote the mission of Special Olympics, enhance coaching skills, and keep up to date regarding current rules and training techniques. We are exploring new ways to reach more coaches across the state. We are piloting a new coach education format where you will watch the coach education video at your convenience, but before the beginning of your sports season. After the completion of this video, you will complete the cycling quiz. The sports certification will help enable you to coach Special Olympics athletes. This certification will be good for 3 years. Thank you to the coaches who have started their preparations on our coaching levels. There has been a fair amount of confusion regarding this process, so I will attempt to break it down further. Coaches only need to take the courses listed for their level. Courses not listed are great information for you to have, but are not needed for certification purposes. We would like all volunteers who are working with athletes to be Level 1 assistant coaches. At this level, you would need your concussion training as well as a sport-specific training to be renewed every 3 years. Those individuals that only want to coach, this is all you need. No need to change anything you are currently doing. Coaches who want the ability to protest at state level competitions would also need to take the Level 1 Sport Assistance course or the Coaching Unified Sports course if you are a unified sports coach. The course you choose will need to be taken one time. We have moved Principles of Coaching to Level 3. Coaches who want to continue their education and be eligible for U.S. Games can proceed to Level 2 Coach. You will need to have the Level 1 certification first, plus complete the Level 2 Coaching Assistance course. Coaching Special Olympics athletes is a course that SONA is currently finishing, and when complete, it will also be a requirement. Coaches who want to be responsible for the total practice environment and be eligible for U.S. and World Games can progress to Level 3 head coach. You would need to have Level 1 and Level 2 certifications in addition to taking the Principles of Coaching course. Head coaches will also be required to take additional courses to maintain their certification. The role of the coach is multidimensional, complex, and challenging. It is also one of the most rewarding aspects of being involved in sport. The coach facilitates the athletes to engage in sport with peers, opponents, supporters, and to encourage themselves to improve. Coaches must take on numerous roles as they engage with athletes, family members, officials, and other stakeholders. Roles can range from teacher to advisor, mentor to motivator, all of which are important roles supporting the athlete. Before beginning any form of physical activity, you should always carry out a warm-up. A warm-up should be designed to help prepare the body and mind for physical activity and reduces the risk of injuries. It is recommended to carry out a comprehensive sport-specific warm-up for at least 15 minutes prior to starting training, activities, or competition. Warm-ups should include 3 specific components: aerobic activity to raise heart rate. This can be walking, jogging, cycling, or skipping. 2, dynamic stretching. Dynamic stretching involves active, controlled movements that bring the body parts through a full range of motion. And 3, sport-specific movements. Skills or movements which are core to your sport. Movements that the athlete will complete in training or competition. You want to cool down when your training, practice, or sport session is complete. You should always cool down. It is just as important to have a good cool down as it is to have a good warm-up. A good cool down allows the body to gradually return to a state of rest. Cool downs are perfect opportunities for coaches to carry out a debrief session with their athletes and to review the session they have just had. Ask your athletes some open, informative questions that will make them think about the session and what they would have learned. In addition to the athletes reinforcing the coaching points you have given them, it also gives you, as a coach, the opportunity to see what works for each athlete as an individual. Coaches should also use this time at the end of practice to encourage healthy habits, educate athletes on the importance of staying active and eating healthy outside of practice. All training sessions should be planned prior to arrival. This reduces on-the-spot pressure on the coach. It results in a better training session for the athletes and allows for better progressions of trainings as sessions go on. We want to facilitate athletes. All sessions should be athlete-centered and should consider the individual needs of each athlete when it comes to progressions. We want to adapt. Session structure should not be rigidly followed. Coaching is dynamic, meaning that it must be adjustable in the case of something unplanned happening. This means that your plans should always have several options included. You should be prepared with a backup activity, a progression, or a simplified activity if you find it is simply not working as planned. If it's not working as planned, that is okay. It happens to all coaches. The difference is that effective coaches are prepared for it. Reflect. Reflection is a key component of the coaching process. It presents coaches with the opportunity to self-analyze and self-improve after a training session. Cycling will hold both road races and sprints at Billings Metro Park. Races will start in the upper parking lot of the Metro. Start and finish lines will be in different locations for sprints and road races to accommodate the differing distances. Be sure to register your athlete in the proper event. If an athlete rides a tricycle, they should not be entered in the traditional cycling events. If athletes are registered for a cycling event but ride a tricycle, they will be disqualified. Time trials will be run in 30-second to 1-minute intervals, one athlete at a time. All bicycles and tricycles will be required to undergo safety checks. Please visit a bicycle shop in your local area and ask for an inspection. A form will be provided for verification from SOMT on our website. Without a safety check, a cyclist will not be allowed to ride. Athletes are required to wear helmets during practice and competition. Athletes in cycling may only enter 2 events. The race area at the Metro will be blocked off from outside traffic with concrete beams. There will be clearly marked entrances for parking. Participants will be required to walk their bicycles from the parking area to the start line. At no point will it be acceptable for vehicles to proceed from the parking area to any part of the competition area. For the safety of participants and volunteers, all other entrances will be barricaded and/or manned. The Metro is not conducive to the 25K road race, so that event will not be offered this year. The 10K and the 15K will be staggered so athletes can do those races to get to the 25K. Events offered at Summer Games: 10K road race, the 15K road race, and the 5K road race. We will also have the 500-meter time trial, the 500-meter tricycle, the 1K time trial, and the 1K tricycle. This concludes the training session for cycling. You will now be directed to complete the cycling quiz. Upon successful completion of the quiz, you will receive your cycling certification. Thank you for your hard work, dedication, and countless hours you provide to ensure the athletes and partners have a rewarding experience with Special Olympics. Reach out to me at bpolk@somt.org for any cycling questions, or join us on the 3rd Thursday of each month for Inside the Huddle, as the SOMT sports team will be available to answer any sports-related questions. Good luck and have a great Summer Games cycle.